evening. I would like to take you through solid forms and void forms. Uh, there are things that we do in Revit to enhance the beauty of the building. Likewise, some structural members of the building would need some supports, which might in some ways require us to make use of the solid forms. We can actually introduce columns that we have in Revit, the rectangular, the cylindrical, and all that. But in some cases, we would need to create our own structural members in such a way that it would work for us, and also it will be easy to manipulate. Let me put you through this. Let's go to our level 1 and create this little column. So how do we go about it? All we need to do is go to our components, model in place, casework, as the case may be. You can choose columns if that is what you want. Click on OK. Then you click on this. This helps us to draw a shape on any level or on any elevation and extrude, as the name implies, extrusion. So what we do now is to create a profile for the column we want to draw, and we always have to make sure that the profile is closed, and we click finish. It gives us what we want. How do we now put the column into position? Go to our elevation, zoom in. We can drag to any length we want to put the column, and that is that. Let's go to our 3D to view it better. So that is that. But we are still in the edit mode of the solid form. So for us to now complete it, all we need to do now is to click on our finish model. It takes us back into the actual mode of the drawing so that we can work on other parts of the building. Looking at the elevation, I want to have a brick face for the planes of the building. How do I go about it? I can also use my solid form in such a way that it will be able to move around the building very easily. How do we do it? Go to level 1 again, go to components, model in place. Let me use wall this time around. Walls. Okay, and then this time around I'm going to use sweep. Click on sweep. It will ask you to sketch parts or pick parts. Which one do we want to use? I want to sketch my parts. Click on sketch parts. I start from here. I go round. Go round to everywhere I want the face to be bricked. Note, you can close the part for the sweep, and you might prefer to leave it. This is just a part. It is not the profile. It is after you have drawn the part that you can now create the profile that will move around that part. So click on OK. As you can see this, we have the reference plane here. And how do we know where to draw on the reference plane? We have the line on the horizontal. It means you can only draw on either the north or the south, meaning you can either draw at the front here, which is the south, or at the back, which is the north. You can't draw on the right, on the left, you can't draw on the right. So what do we do now? We have to go to an elevation which allows us to draw the profile. Either we go to the south or the north. So you come to the south. As you can see, this is the reference plane that we are going to draw the profile on. So all we need to do now is to come here and edit profile. We come to this point, we draw the profile that we want around the building. 40. It might not be as thick as that. It can be just 10. I just decided to use 40 this time around, but we can reduce it to 10. Okay. This is the profile must be closed. The part might not be closed. but the profile has to be closed, meaning every end has to be closed. So after drawing the profile, what we need to do now is to click on what? On the finish. We have finished the profile. So to now make the profile move around the parts, we have to finish the profile. We have to finish the part, which is this. As you can see, we have something around the building now, which is this. Let's go to 3D to see it very well. Can you see? This is it. It takes the color of the wall, as you can see. So, and I want another one again. How do I go about it? I don't want to go through the stress of creating another one. All I need to do now is just to copy this upwards 100 and then edit sweep, edit profile. I won't need to edit the sketch again because it is still the same part. I won't need to edit the part again because it is still the same part the profile will follow. So let me move this upwards a little bit, then give this 100. Good. So we finish the profile, finish the sketch, and we have our solid form drawn properly. Then we say finish model. As you can see, the building is looking good. So let's go to our south and do more of solid forms again, but at this time around we're going to use our extrusion. So let's come to architecture, components, model in place. Let's go to let's click on windows, as we want to create hoods for all the windows. So we are on the elevation now. Look at what will happen. The case on the elevation is completely different from what we do on the plan. This is asking for a plane to draw the profile of the extrusion that we want to do. Why is it asking? When you are drawing on the floor plans, the floor plans itself serve as the reference plane for whatever you want to draw. So in actual case, it will not ask you for any reference plane, but on the elevation, because there are no reference planes drawn or existing before, we have to use the objects on the elevation, the objects that we are seeing, the wall, whatever extrusion you have made, the roof, the door, whatever you have done which is actually being seen on the elevation, we have to use one of it as the reference plane. So if you choose name and you come here, it takes you to the level. But if you pick a plane, what do? And you press OK, this will give you this cross sign, and you will start using it to look for a plane that you can draw. You can see this is giving me a line, not a plane. This is a line, not a plane. Let me come to this side. This is also giving me a line, not a plane. This is giving me a line. This is giving me what? A plane. This is a complete shape, so it's giving me a plane. But I don't want to use the plane of this plane. Put your mouse on it, click on your tab key once. It gives you the shape of the wall on the left side, not the wall at the front of the building. Continue pressing your tab key again, it releases that wall. Click on your tab key again, it gives you the center of that same wall. What do? Come to this side, click your tab, it gives you this another wall on the right side. Click on your tab, so it means it has not given us the wall that we want. Come to this window here, click on your tab. Can you see what we have now? We have the wall on the front. As you can see, it's showing the profile of the wall on the front. What do? We click on the wall. So after clicking on the wall, we now have a surface to draw whatever we want to draw. We can draw any shape as it pleases us. As you can see, you can do this. You can do this as it pleases you. Do this again as it pleases you. But make sure whatever you are drawing is closed, because this is an extrusion. Let's finish and go to the elevation. This is what we have drawn. This is an extrusion. The same extrusion we did on the floor plans is the same thing we are doing on the elevation, but the elevation requires a reference plane, and we have to pick either wall, window, door, roof, anything that is clickable to give us a reference plane. So let's go back to the elevation and adjust the hood properly. This is not what we want to draw, it's just for explanation. So let's draw around the window, as this is what we want to draw. Let's draw around the window. I have drawn. So this. After drawing the lines around the window, let's offset with 100. Yeah. It depends on the size of your hood. You can use 150, 200, 300. It depends on your pattern of creativity. Be flexible with that. Click OK. So that is our hood. But if we go to our 3D, we will notice that the hood protrudes out so much than probably what we desire. So what do? Click on the hood again. You come to this place. This is the depth of the hood, which is 250, the default depth for all the hoods that you draw in Revit. So what do? Click on this, change it to 100 to the desired depth you want. Mostly I use 100 for residential buildings. So click on 100 and then click on your enter, and then it gives you what you want. Then we can do this for every other window. Mind you, even at the edit mode of this first wall extrusion, we can actually create other wall extrusions inside this family alone. You don't need to finish up the model, create another one, finish up model, create another. You can do everything here so that everything will be as one family. Whenever you want to add material to it, you can add material to them as a family. So let's create another one again. Let's go to our left elevation and create the others. Click on your create again, extrusion, pick a plane. Let's look for a plane to click. Good, it's giving us the wall directly here. We don't need to click on the tab. Click on the wall, come to a rectangle, draw around it. Some lines are falling out of place. Come back, bring them back into their spaces. Then let's go and offset once again. 100. But if you don't want to offset, there is a better way to do it. Come to your rectangle once again, come to offset 100. It means that you have clicked on the rectangle. Whenever you want to draw the rectangle with this offset, this is not the actual offset, this is the main offset. But if you want to come here without coming to this place, click on this offset on this rectangle, and then come to the offset of the rectangle, give it the number you want, and then come to this place. As you can see, it's drawing outside the points of the windows. Come here and then you do this also. You will what? Finish up. You change the depth also to what? To 100. So go to the right elevation and do the same thing. This click, pick a face again. Let's look for a face to pick. Good. Then rectangle once again. Let's continue like that. This helps you to be able to deliver your project at the fastest of time. With this workflow, you are guaranteed. Let's put our 100 offset again. You are guaranteed a quicker delivery. Let's drop it there, drop it there, drop it there, drop it there. So let's finish 100. As you can see, we have done 3 parts, and yet we are still in the same family. So let's go to the last elevation, which is this. Create extrusion, finish. Let's look for the plane. Good. Rectangle. You can play with other lines here and see how they behave. Good. Finish. 100. Finish. So we have this, everything inside the same family. So all we need to do now is just to finish. So everything is finished now, as you can see. So you can click on this to select everything now together. To edit any of it, you can, after clicking on it, you can come to edit in place, and you have all of them in parts once again. So if you want to add material to them, it's easy to highlight everything like this, then come to your by category and add material to the extrusions. We will get to this later. Finish model. So at this now, this is the basic knowledge behind solid extrusion. We have some other ones which are blend, revolve, swept blend. And these types of extrusion, these types of solid forms are actually shown also in the void forms. We have the void extrusion, void blend, void revolve, void sweep, void swept blend. They behave in the same way as the solid form, only that the void forms are used to create voids inside the solid forms. Let me do a quick example here. Extrusion. Let's draw a rectangle like this. Finish up. Let me increase the shape. So let me create a void extrusion rectangle. Finish. Increase height. So guys, that is all about solid forms. We will be going into creating the site for the building in the next video. Thank you very much. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to learn more about Revit. Thank you very much.